Hi, it's Corey Chambers in Los Angeles with NTAR Real Estate and Investment Technologies. In a moment, I'll share with you some valuable information about this topic, stagflation and stagflation for fun and profit. If you see any properties that are of interest to you, let us know. We'll gladly send you a property information packet on any loft, condo, or house, or a private preview is available upon request. If you have a home you'd like to sell, you should know that I will guarantee the sale of your present home at a price acceptable to you, or I'll buy it for cash. This guarantee will allow you to buy your next home without worrying about selling your present home. And to find out how much you could sell your home for, call me at 213-880-9910 now. Walking the dog as usual. So we just added to the LA Loft blog, our blog post for today. And you take a look at that. It's about stagflation and for fun and profit. Stagflation for fun and profit. Stagflation is stagnating economy. Inflation, as in runaway inflation. And fun and profit meaning take advantage of it. The worse that things are, the worse things in life, the most difficult, most challenging, and often the most devastating, have more silver. These are bigger clouds with bigger silver linings. Every cloud has a silver lining, and the biggest, darkest, scariest, rainiest, thunderous, lightningest clouds have the most silver. So when we're talking right now about the worst stock market crash in history, possibly, that means it's bringing not only more devastation, but also more opportunities for those who are able, more willing, more able to look at the bright side, the opportunities that lie therein. So that's what I'm going to talk about now, is the devastation, the horrendous economy, and those silver linings that are become gold and platinum and diamond linings. When the challenge is big enough, the opportunity gets bigger. Challenges and opportunities, there's a direct correlation to the size of challenges and opportunities. So that's in the LA Loft blog. I read the whole article in there, www.laloftblog.com. But stagflation is the worst economy you can have. That combination of stagnating economy and runaway inflation. So as I've been telling people for 2 years, you cannot shut down the economy. If you do, it's not going to start back up. It's not going to start right back up. It's going to have issues, major issues. So that is the situation that we have now, is economy with major issues. It's not starting back up like a Prius, that you stop at a stoplight, it turns off and it starts back up instantly with no effort whatsoever. And our economy is just the opposite of a little tiny Prius engine. We're talking about a Titanic, huge, the largest engine that mankind has ever known. You cannot just turn off the world's largest engine known to mankind, the world's biggest, most complicated, most powerful, strongest engine, and think it's going to magically turn back on instantly. This doesn't work that way. It is resilient, but doing real estate for many years, real estate's something that takes 6 months to turn off, and then another 6 months to turn on, minimum. I'm talking about like an instantaneous equivalent. If everything went miraculously well, it would take 6 months to turn off. And if everything went miraculously well, it would take minimum 6 months to turn back on. But it's not going to happen that fast. So, for one thing, we have different real estate markets all over the whole country. Downtown Los Angeles, where we are now, is a unique real estate market that's, in many ways, it's opposite of the suburban real estate markets that were booming during the virus hysteria. And those real estate markets are now cooling. Downtown Los Angeles is a little bit the opposite. It was devastated during the lockdowns, the big cities, especially inner city downtown areas. And right now it's began a recovery, a price recovery in September. So for me, things are just now starting to boom because most of my transactions are in or near downtown Los Angeles, whereas for the suburban real estate agents, they're just now beginning to get into a little funk. Some of them they're either a little worried or they're a lot distressed financially right now. So that's a combination. So it's a matter of so it truly is different markets everywhere, different markets at different times and places, and it's a matter of doing the work to know what are the opportunities for you now and in the future, and where you are now, or do you need to pick up and move somewhere else where the opportunities are? And that's what a lot of people don't do. That's what successful people do. If they're not in a boom town, they pick up and they move. That's one. Going to where the money is one of the secrets to success. Is being willing to pick up and move, because some other people are not. People that are in a small podunk town living in a trailer, they may be as happy as a clam, but they're probably not going to get that many pearls. So if it's the pearls you're after, you need to go to where there's a high tide. All right. Let's just mention really quickly what some of those opportunities are for you, because we already know what the stock market has done. It's one of the worst stock market crashes in history, and it could end up being the worst stock market crash in history. And as I mentioned before, we had the worst stock market crash in history in 2 years ago, 2020. And worse than the Great Depression, worse than the stock market crash of October 1929. So, but we know what happened after that. Huge run-up. And so we're going to see another huge run-up. It's going to be, even if it's the worst stock market crash in history, worse than 2020 and worse than 1929, we're still going to have a huge run-ups. Okay? So don't think that those are going to somehow miraculously just disappear. It may be a short-lived run-up, but chances are the stock market is going to end up with enough liquidity, because most people who know Jawbone Jerome at the Fed and the federal government will go broke if the population goes broke and does not have enough liquidity. Banks will quickly go broke, and the federal government will quickly go broke. They don't want you to think they can go broke, but guess what inflation is? Inflation is the federal government going broke. That's what inflation is. That's not the primary definition of inflation, but that's closely connected. The federal government going broke. The federal government can print unlimited money if it wants to, but guess what? That directly creates inflation. So if the government is going broke and wants to and prints extra money, as it has been, that directly creates inflation. All right. Shutting down the economy directly causes economic stagnation. So the federal government has directly caused stagflation. If the federal government's not going to admit that, they're going to say it's this, that, the other. It's Putin. It's Biden will say it was Trump that caused it. He'll say Putin caused it. He'll say greedy corporations caused it. But it's not. It's the federal government. All right. So, but take advantage, as I mentioned months ago, years ago, make sure you're shorting the low quality stocks. You short them. That's just a suggestion. It's not financial advice. That's just the way that it works. That people who make the most money during a major stock market crash are the people who have already shorted the market, shorted low quality stocks in particular. Other things that benefit from stagflation are, one of those things is real estate, because real estate can generate more revenue. You can use your real estate to generate more and more revenue to overcome economic stagnation, and your real estate also directly protects you from inflation, because real estate goes up from inflation. Okay, so we're going to have more inflation coming. Inflation cannot be stopped instantaneously, just like the United States economy cannot stop instantaneously. You cannot stop inflation in the United States of America instantly. So anyone who thinks you can is wrong. So we're still talking about runaway inflation. That means owning gold, owning high quality stocks, owning other assets, gold, silver, platinum, even collectibles, land, all real estate, especially farmland, is particularly good during inflation. Energy stocks, high quality energy stocks are going to be doing great. Technology stocks are crashing, and the high quality technology stocks that are not overpriced will be doing great. All right, those are just a few examples. Downtown Los Angeles urban areas that have been depressed for the last 30 years, some of those are going to be doing a little bit better. They're not going to make massive increases, but Florida, Texas, so forth. Florida has the best prospects of any state, pretty much, as far as real estate increases, because people keep moving into Florida. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, a property information packet is available on any loft, condo, or house, or private preview is available upon request. Call 213-880-9910. I'm Corey Chambers in Los Angeles with NTAR Real Estate and Investment Technologies. We'll start talking to you again very soon. Bye-bye.